I don't know why more people don't talk about this, but leaving the US is not for everyone. People move abroad and come back a year later with their tail between their legs all the time.
How the freak did I end up back in the US?
The worst thing about moving back to the United States?
I moved back to the US after living abroad for 8 years and could not find a place to stay. The only place that looked promising without a credit check, a deposit, was a homeless shelter.
I promise I'm not trying to fearmonger, but at the acceleration that things are happening in the United States, I would plan to start moving sooner rather than later.
I moved out the country to better my life. I came out here by myself to experience the world and see what the world got to offer. And America be telling us, oh, this is a third world country. They poor. They don't have this. They don't have that. Man, these people got everything. They got iPhones, Netflix, Hulu, shoes, Jordan's clothes. Stop letting America just tell y'all everything. They just...
Is it just me? Or are more people thinking about leaving the U.S. between the rising cost of living, burnout, and trying to stretch every paycheck? A lot of Americans are asking if life could be better somewhere else. Let's talk about what's driving that conversation. Check this out.
I don't know why more people don't talk about this, but leaving the US is not for everyone. People move abroad and come back a year later with their tail between their legs all the time. What they're not understanding is how difficult the basics are. How to open a bank account as a foreigner, how to rent an apartment, more importantly, how to learn the language, make friends, and stay long term. People are picking countries based on influencer aesthetics, not whether or not it will actually work for them or their family in the long term. So then they throw more money at it, and by the time they're done, they will have spent tens of thousands of dollars because an influencer on a yacht told them this could be you. Moving abroad magnifies everything. Your marriage, your kids, your parenting styles, because everyone is under stress. And no concierge can fix you. The best way to move abroad is to figure out what it is that needs to change with you and your family dynamic before you leave. Because you cannot return a move overseas. This isn't Amazon.
How the freak did I end up back in the US? If you would have told me a year ago that I would have packed my family up, moved to Thailand, just to return in 9 months going through divorce, baby, I would have told you to throw the whole plan away. But no, best journey, best season of my life. And yes, I am back in the States right now, handling business, going through divorce, resetting my foundation, and baby, I am back up out of here. If nothing else, returning to the States has confirmed that this is not where I want to be. I didn't come back the same person as I left as. And that's one thing that I'm thankful for. So everybody keeps asking me, are you returning? Are you returning? Are you here to stay? No, I'm not here to stay. But I am going to take my time and do what I got to do so that when I leave the next time, baby, we smooth sailing and we ain't got to worry about nothing else. They did not lie when they said that Thailand is a spiritual place. And baby, if you ain't go do nothing else, you're going to heal. And that's what I did. I will forever be grateful for the connections, for the reconnection with myself. When I say I found peace in myself, and when I came back to the States, I'm not going to lie, it was not easy. It was not easy. I used the last couple of months of my journey in Thailand to heal, to find myself, to quiet the noise. And then when I returned to the States, I had to remind myself, like, you are the peace no matter where you are. Your environment doesn't decide that. Your circumstances does not decide that. You are the peace. So until I came back to that realization, your girl was struggling. Your girl was down bad, okay? But I am good, y'all. I appreciate everybody for reaching out to me. I just needed to take some time away for my own journey, for my own peace, for my own healing. And I'm glad I did that because now I'm back, I'm better, and I'm ready to keep going, learning new skills, keep pressing forward, and just showing up as my true self. And I am forever grateful for that. So yes, Thailand content is on pause, but baby, it is not over. I don't know what my next step in this journey may look like, but in this season right now, we all good. We gonna keep going forward, and we gonna keep doing our thing because guess what? No matter what, I am still fearless and still free.
Why did you move out the country? Why did you move out the country, gang? I'm financially free. Ain't that's what we all strive to be? Ain't that's what we all want is to be financially free? I don't have to have a car no more. I don't have to pay car insurance. I don't have to have all these big overhead bills. My water bill $3. My electricity bill $23. My rent is $700. I'm on the 20th floor. I'm on the 20th floor and I got a house clipper that come and clean my crib every Wednesday. Y'all be saying all these other stuff, bro. I am free. I don't have to worry about the way I dress. I don't have to buy designer clothes. I don't have to look a certain way because I'm not in America. That's all American based. We all think about materialistic things. We all buying Jordans and clothes and shoes and having all this stuff just to impress other people that don't even know us. Here, I can wear a flip flops. I can wear a muscle shirt and nobody gonna judge me. I can get dropped off in the club with a scooter. I can ride a scooter for $2. I don't have to have a car. I can it ain't no money in America to where the point, bro. People is literally waiting to pay their rent on December the 5th or November the 5th. They waiting to the last minute because we ain't no money cash flowing like that, bro. People don't have it no more. People don't have it no more, bro. Going to the grocery store, can save money, bro. You can't even save money. You pick up 6 items, you already at $268. Like, people don't got it no more, bro. People only paying enough for what they can pay for. That's why Black Friday didn't do good. Nobody buying 60-inch, 80-inch TVs no more because people don't have it. People are really paying for the stuff that really matter, and that's a roof over their head and a car to drive to work. People don't got money to be fucking off no more. I moved out the country to better my life. I came out here by myself to experience the world and see what the world got to offer. And America be telling us, oh, this is a third world country. They poor. They don't have this. They don't have that. Man, these people got everything. They got iPhones, Netflix, Hulu, shoes, Jordan's clothes. Stop letting America just tell y'all everything. Everybody telling me, okay, let's cut the shit. Cut the shit. Okay, I'm going to cut the shit. I moved out the country because it's cheap. Because it is cheap. Yes, I moved out the country because it is cheap. I don't have to worry about every single day working a job, going to pay bills. I use this check just to pay this light bill and this water bill. Then I'm having to use this check just to pay this rent. Then I'm having to use this check just to pay for just a speeding ticket or just other things. Like, yes, I came out the country to Thailand because it is cheap. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about saving this check to pay this bill, saving this check to pay this bill. I don't have to worry about going broke off of paying bills or working just to pay bills. Yes, I moved out of the country because it's cheap. Y'all want me to cut the shit? I cut the shit. And when I moved out of the country, I realized this was the best place to ever move in. The food is good. The people are nice. We got clubs. We got bars. We got mega malls. Everything, the amenities that I have, everything in America is right here. My phone bill is $14. Yes, I moved out here because it is cheap to cut the bullshit.
I moved back to the US after living abroad for 8 years and could not find a place to stay. The only place that looked promising without a credit check, a deposit, was a homeless shelter. We literally had to show 50 times the rent, W-2s, paycheck stubs, all of this crazy stuff. And the rent to a lot of these apartments were thousands of dollars. Mind you, we moved abroad, didn't have to have any of that. Found places for $400 and $500, 4 bedroom, 2 baths, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathroom homes for less than $1,000, and did not have to show any credit, W-2s, bank statements, or anything. Literally paid 2 months deposit and 1 month's rent, and we were given the keys that day. And more people need to be talking about this.
I have 25 days until I go back to the U.S. And a lot of people ask me, what happened? What's wrong? What happened? What happened in that country? Nothing happened in this country, honestly. My move has nothing to do with the UAE. I enjoyed the UAE. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Was everything perfect? No. But that's wherever you go, nothing is going to be perfect. I literally enjoyed this chapter of my life. It has helped me grow in a tremendous way. I just feel like in order for me to grow in another way that I would like to grow, I need to go back home for this time. And does that mean I'm going to stay there forever? I really don't know. I'm not a person that likes to say, "Oh, I'm going back to the US for 5 years." I kind of go with the flow a bit, with a bit of structure as well. So, I'm excited, but nothing happened. I just want to give y'all that because a lot of people think that I'm moving because something happened here. And it just didn't. It just didn't. I can't even tell y'all yes. I can't even think of one thing that would make me say, absolutely, I'm moving back home because the UAE did nothing to me. I want to make this decision for myself, for something that I would like to do, that I will probably reveal in due time.
The biggest reverse culture shock / the worst thing about moving back to the United States. Try to guess. Healthcare. Yes, correct. Which I'm sure none of you are surprised by. So I've done all the numbers of what we pay per month, what it covers, and the benefits. And I put it in quotes because, well, you'll understand later. Backstory though. I moved to Australia when I was 22. So here in the US, you are under your parents' health insurance until you're 26. And that's obviously if your parents have health insurance, right? So my mom's a full-time nurse. So I was under her health insurance while I was living here. I moved over to Australia. I had my own insurance over there that I had to get with working and living over there and being on a visa. And I only paid like 120 Australian dollars per month, which is like 80 US dollars per month, which is like 50 pounds per month. I've done all the conversions. That is a good freaking deal. I will take that any day now. Now that we are back in the United States and I've had to figure out my own health, this is what I pay per month. Wait, before I get to that, usually people have benefits through their job if they get a full-time job. Alex and I don't get any benefits through our jobs. So we have to pay out of our butthole to be covered. So per month, we pay $542. $542 per month for health insurance. And it's not even the best health insurance. This was like one of the cheapest options I could find. What does it cover? It's like, oh, you're paying so much. It better cover a lot. False. We both get a free annual wellness visit. So a free visit per year for the doctor. That's like, how you feeling? Anything new? All good. We get free flu shots and other vaccinations. We get free screenings for high blood pressure and cholesterol. I get a free woman's gynecology visit per year. There's a free 24/7 nurse hotline, and there's a free coaching for health conditions. Okay, that's the benefits. That's the free stuff. Now, this is the costs for other medical needs. So to go to the doctor outside of your annual visit, it's a $50 copay per visit. To go to a specialist, it's a $100 copay per visit. To go to urgent care is a $50 copay per visit. To go to the emergency room, it is $0. Don't get too happy yet. After deductible, right? Okay, so what's your deductible? So our deductible altogether is $13,000. And then same with prescriptions. Any prescriptions that you get prescribed, it's $0 after your deductible is met. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the point. And I know there is a good part, because if you needed to go to the doctor or you went to the hospital and something cost you, $200,000, at least I would only have to pay $13,000 altogether. Load of bollocks, as Alex would say. And don't get Alex started on this, because obviously he comes from a place where you get free healthcare. And when we lived in Australia, because it's under the Commonwealth, he had the benefits as well in Australia. So he didn't have to pay anything in Australia either. Yeah, this is why you hear about people saying, don't ever call an ambulance for me. Don't, anything but the doctor. Anything but the doctor.
If you are thinking about leaving the United States, especially if you live in a red state, I just want to let you know you're not alone. I'm Lindsay, and me and my husband and my 2 small kids moved from Kentucky to the Netherlands 3 months ago. The number of people from Kentucky who reached out to me to ask how they could leave too has shocked me. Kentucky's a red state, right? But people don't talk about it. They might not say it out loud. But Blue Dots, you are not alone. Other Kentuckians want to leave. People have now reached out to me from all over the country asking for help on how to leave, and it's only growing. So the worse things get, the more people are going to be talking about leaving. And I promise I'm not trying to fearmonger, but at the acceleration that things are happening in the United States, I would plan to start moving sooner rather than later. It can happen in less than 6 months, but it took us about 6 months from talking about it to actually moving. So you can make it happen in much less time than that, but start getting your paperwork together, start getting your passports ordered, your marriage certificates and birth certificates all apostilled, and start talking about what you're going to do with your house. Are you going to sell? I know the market's kind of slow. Maybe talk to a property management company about renting it. There are steps you can take right now to start the process if you're talking about leaving. And if you do want to leave, there are ways you can do it without tons of money, without a work sponsor visa even. So if you have any questions, reach out because we did it. And if you want to move to the Netherlands specifically, I have a DAF visa guide that I made. It's in my link in my bio, but that's specifically for the Netherlands and specifically for the DAF visa, which is for entrepreneurs. So feel free to reach out about that if you want to. And Blue Dots, just remember, you are definitely not alone.
I'm having a really hard time adjusting after having lived in Spain for a year, coming back to the United States. And I knew that it was going to be a challenge, honestly. I knew that I was going to face some depression having coming back. And I don't want to talk about the political aspects or the social aspects of what's going on in the United States right now. I just want to speak unscripted about how the cultural differences and even the structure of how cities are built in Europe and how communities are formed in Europe. Um, it's really built for going out and socializing with people and spending time with family and spending time with friends and talking and having 2 hour lunches. And that's why you see so many plazas. They're communal areas of like beauty and culture. And I very much miss that. And I'm really struggling right now.
But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit bribery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit what's that shit called that be coming down? The bullshit animals and scorpions outside the house. It's big ass spiders. It's big ass lizards. Colorful lizards you ain't never seen before. All in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you. All the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich. So they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this shit. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below. Because for me, I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make shit happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office, and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America. Steady electricity. And the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity. So if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This shit right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong. When I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love the people. But when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable. You're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy. To live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheeps and old malnourished cows.
Okay, so this is part 2 of my series on culture shocks I've noticed coming back to the US from someone who has lived abroad for the past couple of years. So I previously lived in Lebanon, lived there for about 2 years, came back here. I also used to live in Italy, so I spent a couple of years there, and I'm moving to a new country in a few weeks, so just kind of home on vacation, actually, like in between moves. And one of the things that has been making me absolutely crazy since I've been here is how expensive everything is. Like, every single time I go outside, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, it's like outside just costs $200 and I don't know why. And now, okay, granted, I live in Los Angeles. I'm from New York and now live in Los Angeles. So yes, those are both two like really expensive cities, like probably most expensive in the country, but it still just feels like way more expensive than it was when I left. And I'm like used to seeing expensive prices because I've just only ever lived in Los Angeles and in New York. So I'm used to those kind of prices. Like I'm not used to like kind of more of the middle America, like what would be much more affordable prices. I'm used to things being like relatively expensive for the US. And even I'm noticing like just how out of control the cost of living has gotten. And especially also add to the fact that I'm technically in like vacation mode. And so like when you're traveling, you're always like a little bit more spendy, but bruh, like this is insane. Like the other day we went to dinner at like a foodie market. It's like the Grove, in like kind of West LA area. And there's just like a bunch of kind of pop up food stands. You eat on paper plates, like cafeteria trays, just like grab a table in this open space. Like there's no service, no like sit down dining experience. It's just like whatever cart you want to go to, you get the food and go. And like lunch was like $60 for what? Like I just don't understand. Dinner every time we go out is like $200. And I'm not even really drinking right now because I started to cut out alcohol to kind of like get back in better shape. So I'm also like not even really drinking, like maybe like one drink every like few days. Like definitely not like every meal am I having 2 or 3 glasses of wine. Which awesome cocktails all got together and decided that we're $20 now. Like no matter where you go, maybe we're 18, but most of the time we're 20. Like I just really don't understand how people sustainably live here and like live well and enjoy their lives just with all the costs of like just doing things like rent, gas, getting around, going out, like everything, even like museums, every like museum entry here is like 25 to $30 just for tickets. Like it's really just out of control. So as much as I'm enjoying my time here, I low key like feel like my budget will be a lot more in check once I leave again.
I just got back from a month-long trip to Europe and I've been waking up, not my Slack going off. And it has been eye-opening coming back to America. I've been to Europe a handful of times, but this time I was actually able to immerse myself into the experience. And I met people, I made friends who were local, so I got to live like a local, not like a tourist. It was more, oh God. Anyways, this to say, I've been waking up with a pit, with something missing in my heart ever since I got back, and it's been depressing. Coming back to what feels like the Matrix. It's just so eye-opening to see how other people operate and experience outside of the US and how their systems trickle down into how the locals view their city, their country, their community, how they live and experience their everyday lives compared to Americans. 'Cause America truly feels like the Matrix, and I've always said that, but I didn't fully feel that until I went there and I came back and I compared. And I don't wish to participate, and I'm already envisioning myself getting the F out of America, and it's just a matter of time till that reality catches up to me, but t- I don't belong here anymore. I'm not here anymore. Mentally, I'm checked out. Mentally, I'm a whole different person that went on that trip than who came back. And Europe is so, not just Europe, but Europe is where I went. So much more gorgeous, obviously. And my nervous system feels so much more regulated when I'm there. It could also be the food there, as well as the scenery, as well as the people, as well as the community. It's just factor after factor tied together. And my anxiety was non-existent once I got over the jet lag, but my anxiety was non-existent when I was there, genuinely. People are just so much more at peace with how they operate. Even when they go to work, they have siesta time. They literally have 2 hours designated, at least 2 hours, for them to go home and hang out with their family or just go take a nap, do whatever they want. It's not no 9 to 5. And yeah, the economy there doesn't compare to America, but I feel like money is not as prominent as it is in America. Don't get me wrong though, money will always be a driving factor anywhere you go, but capitalism is insane. Is insane. Like I literally bought myself a Mercedes a year ago and now I'm thinking about selling it because I don't give a fuck anymore. I just want that money to be used for myself to experience and travel and live somewhere that truly makes me happy. Being outside of America made me realize how conditioned we truly are and how I had to unlearn so much when I was there. And coming back here with all this new knowledge and new experiences and talking about my experiences with my family, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. They think I'm wasting my money. Some of the friends I've talked to don't understand that. They're like, oh, you're back. It's time to lock back in so you can do it again next year. No, I want that to be my way of living. I don't want to have to be depressed for the whole year to go and live and exist. I was living when I was there, not just existing. It just goes to show that everyone's way of living is different, but it also has to do with how you're raised, how you're born, where you were born. Some ways of living I don't even agree with, but it's just cool to see the diversity and see that there are multiple different ways to live life. It doesn't just have to be like how we do it. You know what I mean? And that's why it's amazing to go immerse yourself into other cultures and see what aligns with you. But if you need a sign to start traveling and seeing what's going on out there, I 1000% recommend it, especially if you don't have kids or even if you do have a husband, go with your fucking husband. There's nothing I recommend more than travel in life. And my people as in my family, my mother, my parents are telling me to use the money that I have and put a down payment on a house. And that is the last thing that I would do. Because why would I want to settle and why would I want to have my money somewhere be tied down to that? No. No. That's not to say one day I won't. I might not though. You know, like I don't want to be held down to anything or tied down to anything. But counting down the days till I go back because it's gonna get figured out and I'm going to do it.
Life isn't a one size fits all, and everyone's situation is different. So you're staying, leaving, or just trying to make it through another month. Your voice matters. Drop your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next Real Talk. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. And I'll see you around. Follow for more. Happy every day.